features. Of course, I have my patience. It's a sad story about a fallen kingdom of sorts, and the markets are down to earth and low key. But while playing the game, I felt bored. Money should be quicker, darkness should be vivid, and challenge should be surreal. The elements are there if we're to expect hollow features of taste. A word like hollow indicates a creative problem for darkness. Kinds of darkness exist: hollow, fiery, sticky, dry, sandy, excessive, terrible, horrible, awkward, shy, explorational, and more you can imagine. Gamers have to wait for the best hits until the challenge is worse. Going from bug to bug, insect to insect, proves something worthy of interest if I'm to imagine so much about dark fantasy. But that's more on a literary basis the game doesn't feel much of. We're also in another one of those situations of repetitive defeats of worms. That's right, you'll have to beat a lot of the same bugs over and over again. This reminds me of a poor habit I experienced with Pokemon. Sure, Hollow Knight is about darkness, and Pokemon is about colorfulness. In the end, we're still smacking weak insects and bugs, and on while the spiritual history unfolds. I'm not so sure if a spiritual history should cover the weak bugs that much. If anything, I would leave them alone and make a living. Yet, hollow is a low quality that's underground. Boredom sets in big time. Many gamers enjoy Hollow Knight because it reminds them of Metroid. What's the problem? Well, I don't like Metroid that much. You'll find plenty of bosses easy to defeat if you have the right stuff. By the right stuff, I mean a combination of physics and weaponry. It's not enough to simply hold a weapon. You must also jump around in circles and have submission of execution. What are the weak points? What are the light spots? Where are the cracks? Submission involves observation of 10-bit qualities. A sword is described as a nail to give indication of the buggy world of insects. Do you like bugs and insects? When playing a game, I'm expecting less bugs for total expression of gameplay. So many bugs are disposables, building up to necessary skills for combat against boss enemies. It's sort of like training while gaming. I've adjusted color TV to bring the greatest vision possible, although I'm sure there's even more possibilities out there with untapped potential. The dark worlds surround emptiness of substance for visible light of absence. Hollow Knight is gentle torture. I respect the morals presented here. Oh, of course, my boredom kicks in, and the background does get the low visuals of brightness. Perhaps I'm looking at caves for too long, or the caves are constantly in my face, and I must choose my path of random obstruction. The money is very inflated, and the shopkeepers can be moody and despicable with their choice of capitalism in a dark land. Hollow Knight isn't my thing. With so much hollow feature, I can really have so much less feeling or less emotion. But what do you expect? I don't have any flowers.
And, at that point, viewers are probably thinking, wow, I should probably never wish upon a star ever again. Yeah. if there's that kind of dark video game that makes you feel that way, don't play it. Obviously, this game is too spooky for the general crowd. There might be some cult culture fans here and there on certain video games, but Hollow Knight was one of those for the PlayStation 4 that was, well, Voidheart. Well, okay, well, you know, obviously, there's not much pride there, and, I'm old now. I mean, I'm old. I mean, come on. I cannot fight bugs for hours and hours all over again like I did in my childhood with Pokemon, because my life would just be very, very wasted and downgraded by then. This game is just monotony. It goes on for too long, and this is an example of a bad game made by some nerds who do not understand the value and the quality and the preciousness of time itself, and with how excessively lengthy and long this game is, it shows. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, whether you're from Microsoft or whatever, I mean, you don't have to make a program last forever. Just give the best expression in a short period of time, and then let us go away. I mean, we have other things to do. We do not need to do this all day long, because then it's not entertainment anymore. Then it feels like homework with disagreeable graphics, like looking at a really bad math problem. Yeah. I mean, I know some people out there try to say that Hollow Knight was a classic, but I think they're just being immature and disagreeable and too atheist for any public society to coexist with them. That's just how it is. Maybe there's some value here, maybe there is, but it's very hard to say. And sure, I mean, I seem to give praise in my review there with my voice acting, but it sounded like a really, really weird, screeching demon of the night. I mean, if you do not agree with that voice, definitely this is not the game for you. And that's why I do my acting and performance here in my reviews, to give my audience more of the indicator of what to expect with a video game, that is coming up. Because it's not just about, gameplay or graphics or technology. It's also about personality, imagination, knowledge, judgment, those kinds of things. And definitely this program is very cruel and harsh to the senses, and staring at those macabre, offensive choices of illustration just hurts my eyes. And I could probably even argue on this one that I would rather play the more hyper and exciting Virtual Boy gaming console than this PS4 trash bomb. I mean, this is just, you have to know when to draw the line in order to be honest with, friends who care about you and such. Because there are some people in the world that are not applicable for equality. They are not applicable for peace. They are not applicable for liberalism or conservatism or anything. They are just troublemakers who cause disorder with their uninteresting disbeliefs. And they're often irrational and illogical and such. And, it's not so much about this video game itself. The video game itself can be really, really interesting, especially with the bosses. But I think of the fans of this game, and, have you seen any fans of this game? If I have seen any fans of this game, they're dressed in a kind of way that, and I want to kind of like, move away from, because life should not be so considered black, or so considered dark. I mean, there should be, more brightness on a normal day, more light, more sunshine and such. And I guess the fallacy that there is of that whole emo and gothic kind of art style is that when the world has happiness in real life, it never joins the dark side, and that's the fallacy. Where basically, with that kind of dark and wicked sort of apathy, I mean, it gets impossible for that kind of negative attitude to reach to any philosophy or poetry or even religion in this world. Yeah. For that reason, I consider this game to be a kind of pseudo horror in a lot of ways, where it's like it tries to make itself seem like really creepy or really scary. One really, it's more likely to be unserious and faulty and retarded. It's just how it is. This game basically reminds me a lot of my big brother, who was not very nice to me as a kid, and I'd rather forget about that childhood I had with him. Take care. Have a good one.